I'd like to take time to offer you a thought. And before this thought is offered, I want to give you a reason behind this thought. That this speaker also dealt with this thought and is dealing with this thought. So that it's not the teacher saying, right, here it is, here's your test. The teacher is being tested and testing itself. And it wants to project to maybe get some sort of reaction, not in a two-way, but an inner reaction for you and an inner reaction for this one. So, before the thought is offered, let me explain to you why this thought has risen. And I think it's a very important thought. Apparently through speaking not directly to my mother, but to her family, that my mother, although did not expose this to myself, was a very, very extremely creative person. Extremely to the extent that, she could have possibly been some sort of celebrity. Not that that's a great thing, but to address her creativity freely and openly throughout the whole life would have meant so many beneficial people, especially me. So not knowing this until recently, I also was born with my sibling brothers with immense creativity, and also chose to hide it. Because the psyche, not anyone else out there, the psyche is also passed down. The creativity is passed down, but the psyche is passed down. So the mother's need to hide this was, I don't know, maybe a financial problem, maybe no, you come from the poor, so you have to remain poor, that loyalty. But regardless, it's stifled. So through this psyche, this creativity is stifled. I try to break the mold with my children by going to university at an older age and trying to really seriously seek out why I needed to be creative and to expose and reveal that inner longing to be a creative being, a creative person. But unfortunately, and of course my children were very proud of this make or break, through the schooling system, through the system of getting married, having children, getting a job, doing whatever it is, the psyche of just being controlled, But of course, I also passed down the psyche. So the psyche of not pursuing this creativity suddenly ended. Therefore, the children see an incredibly open, creative father that is not able to follow through and continue with this way. So, of course, the children are also affected. And they're also born extremely, extremely creative. I mean, of course, you don't try and separate your children from other children. All children are the same, but if they go through the same process of this systematic schooling, did I do the right thing by allowing them to progress in this frivolous education that was not going to help them aspire and remove the psyche. And of course, it's not the educational system's job to remove the psyche, it's the parents' job. But the educational system is to enhance the creativity and explore the child. So the parent fails in the system, the educational system fails to identify those special creative or mathematical geniuses that lie within every single one of us. There's so many, you can divide this human population into no more workers, thousands of Einsteins, thousands of Newtons, thousands of Titians, thousands of Ennio Morricone's, Beethoven's, thousands of every single thing, but no workers, no manual, no menial. But the system doesn't require that. You see, the system requires the manuals, the menials. Therefore, they stifle. And this is why suffering and depression is so rife. And that the children, my children, are incredibly finding life difficult because they have not had the right psyche passed down. They've not had the right education. So the question is, have you experienced your child? Have you witnessed what your child is capable of, or is promoting or projecting? How? What are you working with your children? Because this one failed. And it's now up to the children. It's not up to the children to remove, to find the creativity. It's up to them to remove the psyche with the parents. The parents have to remove their psyche because they're so connected to the children. And of course, my mother, who's too old to remove the psyche of the mother, is exempt, because you get to a stage where your body and your mind is incapable of doing that. So the object is, we're all, regardless of our state, of our enlightened state, or our present state, or our conscious state, or being state, or our soulful, godly state, or our form state, or our person state, we're all simply trying to enhance the lives of our children, to break the mold, to break the system. So if I, for the first time in many years, if I had to go back, I would have taken my children out of education and put them in something far more worthy. But of course, the psyche stops, you see. You have to follow the commands, you have to follow the suits, you have to follow the parents' poverty, you have to follow the not entitled mind. Someone has to be the worker mind. Remove the worker. That's what this one failed to do. Not failed to be the creative, the inspirational, but to fail with the psyche of not good enough, failure. My children don't watch this, but if they did, we need to really understand the mind before we can work with the mind. We have to understand who we are before we can work with the mind. The being cannot work with the being unless it knows it's a being. The human cannot work with the human unless it knows it's a human. The mind cannot work with the mind unless it knows it's a mind. Are you the mind? Are you the human? Or are you the being? We're all three. We're all three connected. So we as a human race, until the body is taken away, have to continually try and look at the psyche, look at the creativity within you, and try and understand that it may not have been your fault, but it's up to you to correct it. It's up to me to correct it. It's up to me and you and I in this human world to protect our children, to offer them what they need, not what you think they need or what I think they need. Because they are incredible, incredible beings with an incredible ability, and every child has that ability. It's not an ability to be successful, it's an ability to be themselves, to be true and genuine. So the question really is, are we doing that right now? Are we trying to help them by helping ourselves remove that psyche of failure, of unsuccessful, of not worthy? And are we being creative? Are we being true to ourselves? We can't change the parent, the mother. We can't change the past. We can't change our children's past and our past. But we can live for today. And we can explore that what created this unreliable, disgusting psyche that does division in human beings. The psyche of I, me, poor me, not worthy me, failure me, can't reach it me, not entitled to me. Who is this me that is so negative? That's my discovery, and it's ongoing for the children's sake, but more so for my sake. I hope this question is not offensive. You cannot pull your children out of education because of your financial unfairness. And it's an unfair world. And the rich don't see it as unfair, they see it as tough luck. That's the way it is. I would rather die with my money than help the child's be genuine and explore and discover what they're here to discover. To reveal and project what they have hidden within them. An incredible, magical, and profoundly unique talent. But we'll continue with shows or competitions, X Factor, Britain's Got Talent, all that stuff, to separate them and say, you're the winner, the rest, yeah, you were great, thank you for turning up and entertaining the poor or the rich. But go away. The life of competition, the life of preferences, the life of division is me.